Jack, you said before the show, Matthew Stafford, Albert Breer says that the Browns are going to pursue him or whatever it was. How was the wording there? They would pursue Matthew Stafford if he becomes available.
If he's made available, yeah.
So, I think he'd be a great opportunity. I don't think he would really cost that much right now, but he's kind of he would be the biggest name available right now in the NFL. Do you guys want to bring Matthew Stafford here?
I'll say that I think the Browns are interested in Matthew Stafford because they have to be. They have to be interested in Matthew Stafford because they need a quarterback. Their quarterback room is currently Deshaun Watson, whose Achilles tendon is ruptured in half, and Dorian Thompson-Robinson, who was a 5th-round pick two seasons ago and hasn't been able to develop at all. So they need a quarterback, and any quarterback that becomes available, whether that's through trade, through free agency, or through the draft, the Browns have to be interested in. So I think that's about the extent of their interest in Matt Stafford. I think if they can hose the Los Angeles Rams and steal them, they'll do just that. It's the same reason I think the Browns are primed to draft a QB at 2 is because Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry are in the mode of it's time to save their jobs, and it's time to coach for their jobs. So if they could get a guy like Matthew Stafford in here, and I don't want to play the can Matthew Stafford convince Myles Garrett to stay game because I think that answer is no. I think, though, that if you get Matthew Stafford, you could maybe win 9 games, crack a wild card appearance, and fool yourself into thinking that this could be something meaningful. And right now, unfortunately, and let's say that, unfortunately, that's the position that the Browns are in. They need to do anything in their power to right the wrong that was these last 3 seasons of the Deshaun Watson trade. Another piece of Stafford too, and furthermore, why I don't think it's going to happen is he wants paid. This is a guy that's almost 40 years old and he wants paid. Well, you're paying a guy already that's not going to play.
And the thing too is like Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp are not walking through the door either. Yeah. I know you got Jerry Jeudy and
Cedric Tillman.
Cedric Tillman, get the hell out of here. But he's not going to want to come to Cleveland anyway. It's like bringing in Aaron Rodgers for that matter, to be honest with you, an old gunslinger. I know Stafford is really tough and would be a good addition. Obviously, Stefanski would love to have him. I just don't know that it's really that worth it for the Browns. But like you said, it's job-saving time,
Yeah.
It makes
They have to be interested. They have to say that they're, what do you expect them to say?
Exactly.
Yeah, we need a quarterback. We have no options, but we're not interested in a guy that, the guy just won a Super Bowl a couple years ago.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be just AB looking to save his job because I view sports in total polarities of if you're not trying to be the best team in the league, you should actively be trying to be the worst team in the league. Like, I think it does you no good in any sport to be somewhere between 22 and 13. Like, I don't think that's worth it at all. There's no reason to be there. And Matthew Stafford's not going to take you to the next level. Obviously, he won 3 games last year. I would just keep trying to get worse. Like, this reminds me of why the Nets go get Paul Pierce and Kevin Garnett when they were 40 years old, like for no reason, kind of like that. That's what it gives the vibe to me of.
Yeah. And they're still paying for that trade, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, they are.
Still paying for it.
Yeah. So I don't hate the idea. Yeah, and I'm a Matt Stafford fan. I maybe should have prefaced with that. Like, I think Matt Stafford has had an incredible career. Whoever the Browns decide, I hope, and I think we all kind of do almost at this point, I hope that the Browns take a quarterback at 2. If whoever they took at 2, if I could sign a piece of paper the night of the draft that said this quarterback, whether it's Shedeur Sanders, Cam Ward, whatever, will have the same career as Matt Stafford in terms of stats and a Super Bowl win, I would sign that document sight unseen. But right now, in present day, I don't think Matt Stafford himself is the answer for the Browns because he wants paid. The Browns aren't going to have money to pay him. I wish, that was
even with the raised salary cap, it's really not going to happen. To be honest with you,
and like you mentioned Rodgers. Like, I think Rodgers might even be more likely because Rodgers is at least a 1-season type thing where you could have a rookie. If you sign Aaron Rodgers in free agency and break the internet, which it would, that still doesn't rule out drafting a quarterback with the number 2 overall pick because your solution to the future still remains unsolved. Same with Kirk Cousins. We saw the Falcons gave Kirk Cousins a 4-year deal and still draft a quarterback in the top 10. So I think either of those guys, you're still not ruling a QB out, but if you do Matt Stafford, you're kind of ruling out a rookie quarterback because you have to pay a guy that's going to be 40, and that just doesn't make much sense.
As long as